and then there were 3. The E-League softball tournament has come down to Pennsylvania, Connecticut, and New Jersey. Pennsylvania has already reached tomorrow's championship game and awaits the Connecticut-New Jersey Survivor. We've already this week enjoyed plenty of tremendous action, base running, hitting, pitching, web gems, and as always, lots and lots of fun for the competing girls. In this matchup, we've got Connecticut from Milford, and we've got New Jersey from Robbinsville. It's survive and advance. And welcome to Bristol, Connecticut. Doug Sherman along with Sam Dosterler. Glad you're here with us for this next to last game of the Eastern Regional. It pits 2 teams coming into this game with very different starts to their day. One has already won a game. The other's been waiting to get on the field.
Yeah, Connecticut, they need to win just 1 game today. They're going to look to do it against New Jersey, who had a very good win earlier today already.
We are at the A. Bartlett Giamatti Little League Leadership Training Center. A gorgeous afternoon for Connecticut to play New Jersey. The winner advances to the noon title game tomorrow against Pennsylvania. We began with 10 teams, now just 3. Earlier this afternoon, New Jersey outlasted Rhode Island in a game that, well, New Jersey really took it to them. They put a 7 spot on the board in the first inning, Sam, and never really looked back from there.
Yeah, they really got off to a good start in that first inning. Caroline Walls, she reached with a base hit to lead things off, and then the hits just kept coming. 4 of them for New Jersey in that first inning. Jordan Pepper, a big 2 RBI hit. Lily Ondi, a big 2 RBI hit as well. And then they got excellent pitching from Sorella Gallucci to start, and then Katie Ziliani to finish things off. They are going up against a Connecticut team who really came out swinging the bats well on Saturday night in their game against Vermont. They won that game 10-0, and they've really just kept swinging the bats as the week has gone on. They outlasted New York yesterday 12-10. Their bats did fall a little bit quiet yesterday in their loss to put them in this loser's bracket game, in this elimination situation. They're going to try to rebound today.
We've got the first pitch coming up next on ESPN+. Picture perfect weather here this afternoon for our next to last game of the Eastern Regional Tournament. Connecticut has a roster that is talented. For manager Scott Warzel, an 8-year volunteer with the Milford, Connecticut Little League. And they will be matching wits with really a 2-headed monster when it comes to pitching. Katie Ziliani will get the start for New Jersey, but remember, this New Jersey team already played today, and in that first game, the win over Rhode Island, Ziliani came out of the bullpen and pitched 2 innings. The starter was Sorella Gallucci, who pitched 4. And so, Sam, in talking between games with the manager for New Jersey, he made it very clear that in a perfect world, in this game, he would love to have Katie Ziliani, his starter, go 4 innings, and then have Gallucci come out of the bullpen and pitch 2, so that both would be eligible for a championship game tomorrow. However, he also made it very clear that that all goes out the window if they need to do something else to win this game.
Yeah, certainly one of those situations where you let today take care of itself and worry about tomorrow, because you got to get there first. But if you're New Jersey, I mean, this is a team, they've played 5 games already. They're 4-1 here in Bristol. With all those games played, they're in about as good of a spot as possible with their pitching.
Line drive, base hit to right field. Able to leg it out, Tegan Garfield. It's a leadoff single. Well, defensively, to start around Ziliani, you've got Gallucci at third, Haley Krebs at short, Caroline Walls at second, Madison Manning at first, Jaleesa Alvarado in left, Lily Ondi in center, Jordan Pepper in right. And behind the plate, Abby Weiss, a very good defensive squad from Robbinsville, New Jersey. And since they already played today, they had to grab a quick lunch between games. And so I asked the girls when we got on the field earlier, what'd you have? They said chicken tenders and curly fries. So for this superstitious bunch, I'm guessing if they win this game, that might be on the menu again for tomorrow.
Well, I've had the chicken tenders and fries while we've been here, and
Okay.
they're pretty good.
All
I mean, you can't complain about it, so that's a go-to lunch.
Did you have your best day after having that for lunch?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could be the key for Jersey. We'll see. Maddie Bull, the number 2 hitter, slap hitter. She has been productive this week. And we referenced the fact that the ideal situation for New Jersey is that neither pitcher goes more than 6 innings in a day. That is the threshold in Little League for softball, that if you pitch more than 6 innings one day, you cannot pitch the next. You can pitch as many as 12 innings in one day, but if you go over 6, you are ineligible the following day.
That's the advantage, though, of having 2 pitchers like this New Jersey roster does. Connecticut, they also have a few pitchers that they can use. Madison Bull, she can throw. Their shortstop, Talia Solanto, she started the opening game against Vermont.
Maddie's an 11-year-old at West Shore Middle School. Her mom, Margaret, her dad, Matthew. She slaps it, rolling foul, and she'll come back and do it again.
Good battle here out of Bull. This Connecticut team, they lost their first game of district play, District 4 tournament here in the state. They had a leadoff triple in that game. Runner was left stranded. They didn't score. They got shut out, lost, and then they ran off 11 in a row to get here to Bristol.
Bull retired on strikes. And this is a Connecticut team from Milford trying to become the first from this state to win this regional in 12 years. Not since Waterford in 2007 has the local representative gone on to the World Series. And so these girls from Milford are just 2 wins away from being that next team. Wild pitch allows Tegan Garfield to go down to second. I would think that if Katie Ziliani shows any signs of struggle at any point, whether it's the first inning, second inning, there is going to be a very quick hook by manager Scott Weiss. He has a more than capable second pitcher playing third base right now. And in game 1, not that it necessarily translates, but it was Gallucci who was the sharper of the 2, I would say. 4 straight missed the zone. Talia Solanto takes her base.
Yeah, we saw it when Ziliani came out of the bullpen and into the circle. She really struggled in that first inning, then settled down nicely in the 6th inning. Maybe some of that same maybe jitters entering the circle. Big game here, winner to the championship.
Maya Dowd fouls the first pitch. Yeah, it's not surprising. I mean, these are kids. These are 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old girls. And we have heard from many of them that nerves, not surprisingly, certainly have played a role. And they don't just all necessarily go away after you've played a game or an inning. They can be there, and the stakes are even higher now than when this tournament began on Saturday. Here's the 0-2. And this is a modified double elimination format, and so Pennsylvania is the only unbeaten team remaining. That is how they got to the championship game tomorrow, and they'll just be 1 game played tomorrow. Sharply hit up the middle. That's going to get through. Garfield heads for the plate, and she's going to beat the throw standing. Now the next runner, Solanto, tries to score. She is safe.
And what a start for Connecticut on the base knock. They take advantage of it with some aggressive base running. That's what we saw New Jersey do in their first game today.
Good job, Maya.
Another look at that play at the plate. The throw got there in time, but a good slide to the outside part of the plate. And doesn't look like we're going to have a review. The run scores, and Connecticut jumping in front.
So the RBI single by Dowd scored Garfield, and then Solanto able to come around on the throwing error. And just like that, 2-0 with still only one out. Runner at third base is Dowd. Grace Hess takes down low, 2-0.
Connecticut giving this New Jersey team a little bit of their own medicine after they put up 7 in the first inning, top of the first inning in game 1 today.
Ground ball right side. Runner is going to come in and score. It's 3-0 on the ground out. Nice job with hitting by Grace Hess.
Yeah, very good job. Just have to put the ball in play. She did just that and easily plated the runner. Productive at bat for Hess.
And now number 99, Tegan Mulvihill. And that is a base hit. Keep the inning alive, the third hit of this first inning. Haley Stropolino, you hear people cheering, "Come on, hey, hey," that is her nickname. And the 12-year-old at Harborside Middle School takes a ball. And Sam, I don't know if you noticed this on Haley's questionnaire that she filled out before the tournament. She wanted to make clear that she likes raw broccoli with salt, and then added, "This is really true."
I missed that one, but I can't say I've had it like that. I do enjoy grilled broccoli.
With salt?
I do put some salt, but also olive oil, pepper. Steam it a little bit before, then throw it on the grill.
Strofolino, two-hopper to third. Gallucci makes the play, and that retires the side. But a big top of the first inning for Connecticut on top 3-0. On a 79-degree gorgeous afternoon in Bristol, Connecticut. Welcome back, everybody, to the Giamatti Center. New Jersey's roster has already played a game today. As we mentioned, they won this afternoon 9-4 over Rhode Island to eliminate Rhode Island. And if they can generate that kind of offense, this 3-0 deficit they're staring at, Sam, doesn't mean a thing.
No, it certainly does not. Their bats are out swinging, as we mentioned, those 7 first-inning runs as they get set to face the Connecticut righty on the mound. Judy Tarzali getting the start. This will be her 4th appearance on the mound as she will lead things off for Connecticut. The 12-year-old making her 3rd appearance, 5 innings so far, just 6 hits, 1 run. So she's been very, very good for this Connecticut team that's rotated 3 different pitchers into the circle.
Right, she has started, she has relieved, she earned a save in the opening game on Saturday, but she gets the call to start here. Solanto and Bull certainly are ready to come in if and when needed, and the formula has been, for the most part, for manager Scott Warzel, try to split it up 3-3, but much like for their opposition today, those formulas are nice going in, but it all goes out the window if you need to do something different in order to ensure you keep your season alive and your dreams of reaching Portland, Oregon. Well, Caroline Walls, who was so good earlier today, leads things off in the win over Rhode Island. Caroline was 3 for 4, 3 singles, 3 RBIs. The only time she made an out, it was a productive out. She grounded out to score a run. No first base coach. That's why we have a stoppage here. And so New Jersey's got to scramble somebody from the dugout, grab a helmet, and get on out there. First base umpire Jeff Ross coming down towards the gate.
Just 11 players on the New Jersey roster, so they're only allowed 2 coaches.
Walls finds a hole. She's aboard again, her 4th hit of the day.
Just a relentless New Jersey bunch as that one quickly by the third baseman, Avery Falco, into left field. First pitch swinging, not wasting any time there, is Walls.
And Caroline is from a tremendous sports family. Her great uncle, Dick Emmerich, was an offensive lineman who was drafted by Vince Lombardi and the Packers in 1959. She's a cousin of former Wisconsin basketball coach Bo Ryan, and she herself is carving out quite a legacy here in softball. Haley Krebs takes a pitch down low. It's 1-1. Tarzali misses up high. Her dad, Jason, is on the coaching staff for this Milford, Connecticut team. And Judy says, softball-wise, she idolizes All-America pitcher Montana Fouts at Alabama. He was an All-American as a freshman and the SEC Freshman of the Year this past spring. Judy finds herself behind in the count now. 3 balls and a strike to Haley Krebs. Line foul. Haley had an RBI triple in the game this afternoon against Rhode Island.
If you haven't watched her yet in this tournament, she plays a very good shortstop.
Home plate umpire Keith Ludwig called time before the pitch and let Judy Tarzali know that she's got to wait for him to put it in play. So you see the home plate umpire still holding up action, and now he points to Judy, and her windup turns into a ground ball to third, and they get the out at second. A little bit risky by Avery Falco at third, but she made the right decision.
Another look. It was hit slowly. Didn't know if they'd have time with Wall's a good runner, but Falco a strong throw to just get her a good stretch too by the second baseman Garfield.
And so Krebs is aboard on a fielder's choice, and that'll bring up Sorella Gallucci. Sorella's been one of the top hitters here this week, and she is every bit the number 3 hitter, the role you're supposed to play in this lineup for New Jersey. High pop, back at third. Falco makes the catch for out number 2.
You have to be very impressed with the way Connecticut has started this game after losing last night to Pennsylvania 10-0. Not quite sure how they were going to come back. They had to play 2 games yesterday. Won a game 12, 10 in extra innings against New York before coming back with the nightcap last night. But they've answered the call here early in this one.
If you're wondering, Milford, Connecticut is a little less than an hour from where we are here in Bristol. Milford is down on Long Island Sound. We are in central Connecticut. What a throw and what a tag. Dowd guns down Haley Krebs to end the bottom of the first inning. You will not steal a base on us today. The dream of every single softball player is to reach the World Series, the Little League World Series in Portland, Oregon, but there are a lot of steps before you can get there. District tournament, section tournament, state, province, or country tournament. Then the regional tournament, that's where we are here, the eastern region of the United States in Bristol, Connecticut. And of the 10 teams that came here this past weekend, 1 will survive. We're down to 3. Pennsylvania has already reached tomorrow's championship game and awaits the winner of this one between Connecticut and New Jersey. And we head to the top of the second inning with Connecticut enjoying a 3-0 lead. And it looks like it's still Katie Ziliani who will be pitching to begin the second inning here for New Jersey. Sam, something I learned earlier this week, I didn't realize this. Trivia question for you. There's one Major League Baseball player who didn't play baseball growing up as a teenager. Instead, he played organized softball. One Major League All-Star who played organized softball in his formative teen years, not baseball. I'll let you think about it for a minute. We have girls in this field of 10 who played baseball and have played baseball with the boys. But for boys It is much less common. You pretty much play baseball.
Current All-Star? This year All-Star?
If you want to go that far, I'll say yes.
All right.
This is Avery Falco.
That knocks my answer out.
Your answer was going to be?
Well, I've seen Ioannis Cespedes throw modified softball style from the outfield.
Yeah, I think he's in witness protection.
Yeah, he is.
He was not an all-star this year.
No, he was not. That was... You're going to have to give me this one.
I'll give you a clue here. The 3-1 pitch lifted foul down the first base side, and it falls untouched, giving Chase Madison Manning and Jordan Pepper. He plays for your favorite Old Town team.
Plays for the Red Sox.
Mm-hmm.
Bogarts? Xander Bogarts?
Yep. Xander's the guy. The island he grew up on did not have organized Little League baseball. Didn't have baseball until he left the island and went to another Caribbean island that had organized baseball. So through the age of 16, it was just organized softball. He was playing against grown men because that's what they played. Didn't seem to stunt his growth.
No, I think by, 20 he was playing in the World Series?
Yeah. Falco retired on the ground ball to Gugalucci.
Hot shot, but a good play over at third by Galucci. I think Bogarts, too. He speaks something like 5 languages. Pretty remarkable.
Here's the number 9 hitter and pitcher, Judy Tarzali. Judy's favorite actor is Mark Wahlberg. Favorite music group, Dan and Shay. She loves a good plate of mac and cheese, and her favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Ziliani's 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Second strikeout for Ziliani.
Well, it's interesting, Doug. We're seeing Ziliani kind of similar to the first game she pitched today. She struggled in that first inning, allowing a couple runs to cross the plate, 1 run to cross the plate, and then settled in for the 6th inning. She struggled in the first here and seems to be settling in inning number 2.
Tegan Garfield, the leadoff hitter, singled and scored the first run last inning. I tell you what, Tegan's Aunt Dana would be proud with the way her niece has been playing here this week. Dana is the athletic director at Johnson & Wales University in Providence. She used to be the head coach of the Providence Friars. And Auntie Dana is still the all-time RBI king in the history of the University of South Carolina, one of the all-time greats in Gamecocks softball history. Her niece, though, takes a called third strike, an impressive second inning for Katie Ziliani. 3-0 our score, Connecticut in front. Well, we started with 10 teams. It's down to 3 in this Eastern Regional. The winner will go on to Portland, Oregon to the Little League World Series. These are games for girls ages 10 through 12. And the minimum mandatory play rules are in effect. They are international rules that for roster sizes like the ones we have for these two teams today, 12 or fewer players, everybody's got to get 1 at bat, and everybody has to have 6 consecutive defensive outs played. And so the manager, in conjunction with the coaches, in conjunction with the Little League staff up here in the press box and down on the field, they make sure that everybody follows the rules, and by and large, everybody gladly stays in step, but those rules are there for a reason, and there are penalties if they are violated.
Yeah, and it's really quite remarkable to sit up here in the press box and hear everything that goes on, everyone on top of it, making sure that the players hit their mandatory minimums.
1 up, 1 down. Julissa Alvarado pops out to begin the bottom of the second. Right, and the rules are, I mean, we simplify them, don't really begin to try and explain it all because the audience really doesn't need to know all of that. But, I mean, I've got the paperwork in front of me, and it seems to go on and on and on, and those who need to know are fully versed. Different for the visiting team and the home team, whether the player has to be inserted by the 4th inning or the 5th inning, and then there's strategy that goes along with that. Some coaches and managers like to get their reserves in the 1st or 2nd or 3rd inning so that they can get their starters, so to speak, back onto the field for later in the game. 2 up, 2 down. Ziliani retired on the ground out. And here's some of the key points we'll share with you on mandatory play.
Yeah, as we've talked about, it's contingent on the number of players on each team. It's different based on if there's 13 or 14 players or the 12 or fewer players. We were talking with Scott Weiss, the manager of New Jersey, before his first game today, and he was saying that he looks to have an idea of what he wants to do. Obviously, they've made a long run, so they have an idea of how and when they like to put in their players, but he said situationally it can change.
High pop. Falco can't get there. And the count is 0-2. And if anybody understands the best ways and strategies of using your roster and working around the mandatory play rules, it would be Scott Weiss and the girls from Robbinsville, New Jersey, because, well, they've won this event 5 times in the last 12 years and have won a World Series as recently as 5 years ago. Nice job by Jordan Pepper to stay alive. Jordan Pepper in the afternoon game over Rhode Island. The win over Rhode Island went 2 for 4 with a couple of RBIs. She lofts it into shallow center field for a base hit. The hits keep coming for the sweet swinging left-hander.
She's really got such a great short compact swing, and she seems to make contact with everything. That pitch was a bit away from her, but didn't try to do too much with it, just threw the hands at it, dropped it into shallow left center field. You have to be really impressed with Jordan Pepper. You also see her move around the outfield too, plays a few different positions out there. Valuable player for New Jersey.
And she started in right field in this game.
Started in right earlier, moved to center field briefly, then back to right.
Now she says the coolest place she's ever traveled is Disney World. And if New Jersey can win this game and then win tomorrow to punch their ticket to go on to Portland, Oregon, I wonder if she would change her thinking, or if the happiest place on earth would still trump a trip to the World Series out in Portland. 3 balls and no strikes to Abby Weiss.
It is hard to beat Disney.
I don't know. I think I'd rather go to Portland and play in the World Series.
I would be on board with that one.
Absolutely. Weiss draws a walk. Runners at first and second with 2 out.
It is one part, the Northwest is one part of the country I have not traveled to. I'd love to get out there. You see the pictures of the coastline and of course some of the national parks out that way.
It is a gorgeous part of the country. A family that lives outside of Seattle. As recently as a year and a half ago, I spent a week in Portland for the PK80, the Phil Knight Invitational, the start of the college basketball season. So spent several days in and around Portland, just like you said, a beautiful part of the country. Fly ball to right, tough chance for Mulvihill. She's going to have to play it on a hop. New Jersey gets on the board on the RBI single by Liliandi.
Well, 2 outs, nobody on for New Jersey, and Jordan Pepper, she starts it, and then Liliandi drops one in. You can see Scott Weiss waving the runner Pepper around, and this bottom portion of the order doing some damage for New Jersey.
And now the number 9 hitter, Madison Manning, the double steal. They do get the out at second before Weiss crosses home plate. So that ends the inning with a run on the board. It's 3-1 Connecticut. We move to the top of the 3rd inning. Connecticut's lead has been trimmed to 2. A big run scored by New Jersey in the bottom half of the second inning, and they tried to put on a double steal. But as we've talked about, defense is as important at this tournament as anything else. And if you can defend and keep the other team from taking extra bases and getting easy runs, you're going to win a lot of games. And that was handled perfectly by Connecticut to make sure that that rally was stopped at just one run.
Yeah, and that's a big play in this game because all of that came with 2 outs in the inning. Tarzali had retired the first couple of batters. And New Jersey, once this team kind of gets going downhill, they're hard to slow down.
The bunt laid down, and it's a single to lead off the frame for Matty Bull.
Caught the defense by surprise, Matty Bull, the third baseman. Galucci playing back, and no chance to get Bull at first base.
Well, you've got a tough decision to make defensively and at third base when you're trying to defend Matty Bull because she's a slap hitter. That ball lined to left field by Solanto. Consecutive hits to begin the inning. We have seen this week Bull's ability to place the ball over the third baseman's head and get extra bases.
Well, that's what makes slap hitters so difficult to defend. And of course, a line drive like that one off the bat of Solanto also very difficult.
And now the cleanup hitter, Maya Dawid, who had an RBI single in the first.
Got to get some renewed energy today after that 10-0 loss to Pennsylvania.
This could be 2. Krebs steps on the bag. There's a collision. Krebs goes down, and they only get the 1 out. But very nicely done by Krebs and good sportsmanship by Solanto, who inadvertently knocked her down.
Yeah, a little bit of indecision there by Krebs. She wasn't sure if she was going to flip it to Walls or not. She ended up having to lunge for the bag. But Krebs, tough player. She was bouncing up, ready to throw home if she needed to. Good softball IQ.
Yep. And Matty Bull stays at third base. Runners on the corners. Not any longer. It's an RBI single driving in the run off the bat of Angelina Robinson.
That spot on the order, the number 5 spot, has produced 2 RBIs. It was Grace Hess before.
And another pinch hitter. It'll be Kelsey Flanagan hitting for Tegan Mulvihill. Ball gets away. Both runners move up. Dowd's at third. Robinson is at second. A run already in after the passed ball. Now 2 in scoring position. Big moment in the game for Katie Ziliani. And she falls behind 3-0. Three balls and a strike.
Flanagan, also a hockey player. Traveled to Lake Placid, of course, 1980 U.S. gold medal fame.
That's ripped towards center, and it's in for a base hit. 1 run is in. A second run is going to score. And just like that, the lead is 5.
Boy, Connecticut coming out and swinging the bat. Another hit. That one ripped up the middle. And look at Robinson pinch hitting and also Flanagan pinch hitting, both coming up with run driving in hits. A bit surprising to see this New Jersey team fall down by 5, but it is tough to have to come right back after an emotional win, an exciting win against Rhode Island to keep your tournament hopes alive.
And our third straight pinch hitter, Emily Krause. She'd love to follow suit to the previous 2 pinch hitters. Robinson had an RBI single, Mulvihill a 2-run single. Called strike on the inside corner.
Love hearing the chants of the different teams.
Gloved by Manning. She steps on the bag for out number 2. Yeah, that's certainly different between softball and baseball. You see a nice play on the backhand by Manning. When we are back here next week with our ESPN cameras for the baseball regionals, the Little League Baseball regionals, it'll have a whole different sound and feel coming from the dugouts, no question. That's Avery Falco, starting third baseman, 0 for 1. Good swing, but she falls behind 0-2. Avery's only 5'2", as you see, but she is a key player, always has a smile, always has a laugh. She's retired on the comebacker, but another 3-spot put on the board by Connecticut, up 6-1. The 2014 Little League World Series was won by Robbinsville, New Jersey. The Renegades took the title, and that same program is looking to get back to Portland this year. They're 2 wins away, but at the moment they are trailing 6-1. But they have that lucky charm right there we've been talking about. You see that lucky dress is being held. Scott Weiss, the manager, his youngest daughter Abby, wore that dress every day 5 years ago when her older sister and her team won the World Series. And so that dress remains a good luck charm, and they're going to need perhaps a little bit of luck, trailing 6-1 as we play the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Judy Tarzali has been really, really good so far for Connecticut. Did allow a run last inning, but only 3 runs so far. And kept this good hitting New Jersey team off balance.
Off the end of the bat, tough chance at short by Salanto, and she can't get the speedster, Caroline Walls. Second hit of the afternoon in this game for Caroline Walls. She's having quite a day.
Ball had some weird spin on it. Salanto, a nice play to barehand it. She would have beat the throw either way.
And so she is 5 for 6. That'll bring up Haley Krebs, who jumps out of the way of a pitch inside for ball 1. Well, Haley Krebs, just like Abby Weiss, has an older sister who has played at the highest levels of softball. Haley's older sister, Shay, played for the 2016 Robbinsville All-Stars that took 3rd place at the Little League World Series. That's the most recent time that this program has gone on to Portland, Oregon. That was 3 years ago.
Her dream is to be a sportcaster for the New York Mets.
Yeah, look out, Gary Cohen. Her role as the TV play-by-play voice of the Mets could be in jeopardy if Haley Krebs has her way. Krebs reaches on the fielder's choice. Walls retired on the ground ball to Falco.
See if Scott Weiss wants to take a look at this one. I believe that's the same thing that Krebs did in her first at-bat after Walls singled in front of her. We are going to have a look here.
Yeah, Scott Weiss, 15-year Little League volunteer, comes to the home plate umpire Keith Ludwig and requests that they take a look.
We'll take a look with them. That ball disappears. Looks like it's definitely in the glove before that foot hits the bag. But if you're Scott Weiss, it's sort of a chance you have to take. Down 5 runs. If the call goes your way, you have runners on first and second with 1 out. And We're already here in the bottom of the third inning. There's a quick look. And the call on the field will stand. I will say, over the reviews we've had, at least in the games that I've done, I'm not sure about all the ones you've done, Doug, but a lot of the calls that these umpires have made have been right the first time. A lot of the calls have stood.
No question. Keith Ludwig, Jeff Ross, Derek Cunningham, Larry Hull, the team working this next to last game of the Eastern Regional Tournament.
These umpires, of course, volunteering their time, taking time away from work, family, friends to umpire these games.
And they are brought in from all around the northeastern United States that represent this East Regional.
And just look at the umpires here from Maryland, New Hampshire, Maine, and then Maryland again.
There are 11 states that fall within this region, plus Washington, D.C., but because the state of New Hampshire and the District of Columbia don't have softball played at a high enough level and in a great enough volume, those two districts, those two regions are not represented here in Bristol. They will be next week when baseball is played, but it's only 10 teams for softball. That's why baseball will be broken up in a New England region and a Mid-Atlantic States region, while here for softball it's all one region under the Eastern heading.
Certainly hope that will grow as time goes on. New Hampshire, historically a very good baseball state here in the East Regional, the New England Regional. Especially when Portsmouth comes to town, they've won a number of times.
Sam, you grew up in the area, so you've been coming to the Giamatti Center since you were a kid, right?
Yeah, since about 7 years old in the town over Plainville. My dad used to take me.
Ball gets away. Krebs goes to second, thinks about trying for third. But Maya Dowd able to retrieve the softball quickly enough to keep her at second.
Our big district run as 12-year-olds lasted all of 3 games, so we didn't really make a big push for Bristol. Some other teams from our town have in past years, but never quite getting here.
Here's Jaleesa Alvarado, first pitch swinging. And they get the force at third base to end the inning. Nice job at shortstop by Solanto to recognize where she needed to go once she came up cleanly on the backhand. No runs a hit, couple of runners left. 3 are in the books, 6-1 Connecticut. Well, Milford, Connecticut is still hashtag Danny Strong, and this softball team has taken it very personally. One of their inspirations for winning at this regional is the memory of Danny Kemp. Danielle was a Little League softball star in Milford, Connecticut, first-team All-State catcher in high school, and was a second baseman playing at Stony Brook University when she was diagnosed with an inoperable brain tumor. Danny passed away March 10th, 2017. She would have just graduated from Stony Brook this past May. So the banners hang both at Stony Brook and at Milford Little League. It's been here all week every time the Connecticut state champs have played. And her parents Clifford and Melinda and her sister Alyssa very much remain a part of this Milford, Connecticut softball community, and these girls are close enough in age to what Danny was that they very much identify with her and keep her memory alive.
Yeah, an example being Talia Solanto, who's playing shortstop today. She said if she won the lottery, she would buy clothes and donate them to the Danny Kemp Cancer Support Fund. So this team has her in mind as they play not just today, but every day.
Yeah, Danny was only 19 years old, gone far too young. Judy Tarzali retired for the first out of the fourth. And back to the top of the order for Tegan Garfield. Tegan's 1 for 2. She singled to begin the ball game, came around to score the first of 3 runs in the first for Connecticut. They scored 3 more times in the third and are very much in control with an eye on reaching tomorrow's noontime championship game against Pennsylvania. See, her favorite food there is sushi. It says nothing about bacon. They are incongruous. They do not go together.
That's not what other people tell me.
Ball and a strike to Tegan Garfield. Now Tegan is also very dedicated to her hockey playing. She's a big fan of the sport and spends lots and lots of hours on the ice. She plays for the Mid-Fairfield Stars, and she'll turn 13 coming up on September the 12th. Off the plate, Ziliani gets the out at first.
So this could be the last inning for Ziliani.
For Connecticut is the first baseman, number 12, Madison Bull.
Plan was to try to have her go 4. And they have made a pitching change. Sorella Galucci on the mound.
Madison Bull looks at a strike. Maddie Bull's bunt fielded. Nice job by Galucci. A quick 1-2-3, top of the 4th inning here in Bristol. To catch the excitement of the Little League World Series softball tournaments or to find a Little League softball program in your neighborhood, visit littleleaguesoftball.org. With Sam Dostler, this is Doug Sherman at the A. Bartlett Giamatti Little League Leadership Training Center on just a gorgeous afternoon for softball. And we have had, as you would expect this time of year in this part of the country, lots and lots of weather. It was well into the 90s and humid Saturday and Sunday, and then the weather came through. We had rain and thunderstorms, had a couple of delays, one postponement, but we have gotten to this next to last day of the tournament in good shape. The field's in fantastic shape, and today and tomorrow the forecast will remain for temperatures in the low 80s, mostly sun and no rain, so it's all good.
And you got to give a lot of credit to this grounds crew here at the A. Bartlett Giamatti Little League Leadership Training Center. Fantastic job. We got just about 2 inches of rain between Monday and Tuesday, and yesterday was a long, long day with games not getting started until noon. But we are on schedule.
And you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't know that this rain or this field had been inundated by rain just a couple of days ago. About the only visible sign of wear is at third base, where the third basemen have worn a path, and I think that might have happened regardless of whether it had rained or not. They had the field covered for the bulk of that rain, the infield. The tarp covered the infield. And they've done a great job to keep it in tip-top shape. 3 balls and a strike to Katie Ziliani. She grounded out in the second against Judy Tarzali, who gets a swinging strike.
Nicknamed Z.
Here comes her payoff pitch. That's a leadoff walk to Ziliani. That is the 3rd walk issued by Tarzali. And now she'll face the dangerous Jordan Pepper, who singled and scored New Jersey's only run back in the 2nd.
Pepper's provided a good spark for them today.
And that could be another base hit. Indeed it is. And the runner tripped over the second base bag, but Ziliani did a nice job to keep her foot on before the tag was applied.
But Pepper just finds a way to find some green. That one just high enough to get over Maddie Bull. And see if she does keep her foot on the bag, and she just kind of tripped over it. Does keep it on. And something going here for New Jersey maybe in the bottom of the 4th inning.
And Pepper had 2 hits in the first game this afternoon. She's got 2 more and counting in game number 2. Abby Weiss looking to come up with a big base hit to get her Robbinsville Renegades back on the board. The 1-0 pitch popped up. A diving attempt, and it's caught. Maddie Bull with the play of the game so far.
She came a long way there. A good job finding the softball and just able to pick it off the ground. Really, really well played by Maddie Bull. Big stand on those pants, but I don't think she minds in the least.
Well, during pregame warm-ups, we were down on the field for a while, and it was very clear Maddie had her game face on. She was ready for this game, and she showed that she was ready to make that play. And a beautiful one it was for the first out here in the 4th. Now the 1-0 pitch. It hit her. Caught Lily Ondi. Check that, to pinch hitter. Ava Aldarelli in the left leg. So Aldarelli takes her base, and the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Well, that Maddie Bull play could certainly be one that we circle at the end of this game, depending on how this inning goes.
And now Riley Mikolojak with her first plate appearance for New Jersey. It's a big one. Check swing, pop up. Garfield makes the play, and there are 2 out. And so the girl they like to call Carol, Caroline Walls, with a perfect 2 for 2 game, stands in with the bases full.
This is a New Jersey team, Doug, that's accustomed to playing from behind. They won 3 games in walk-off fashion during their run through the state of New Jersey. A couple of those were in extra innings, and also had a handful of elimination games. It's their 3rd straight elimination game.
And Judy Tarzali needs a strike. Her 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Ziliani's the runner at 3rd, Pepper at 2nd. Aldarelli at 1st. And the count draws even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Popped up again. This one's playable. And Connecticut escapes a bases-loaded jam unscathed, and its 6-1 lead is intact. The team that scores first, far more often than not, is the team that wins, and so far that's Connecticut. They scored 3 times in the 1st inning, 3 times in the 3rd.
Yeah, they're swinging an excellent bat today. They have 7 hits, and in the 1st inning they came out right away. Tegan Garfield led off with a base knock, and it continued from there. Maya Dowd, an RBI base hit. Grace Hess, a productive RBI ground out. And really this New Jersey team that came in with a lot of momentum after beating Rhode Island to start the day, that kind of, I think, stunned them a little bit, and it's been Connecticut in the driver's seat ever since. A lot of energy for this Connecticut team after a disappointing loss yesterday to Pennsylvania.
And it's that Pennsylvania team from South Williamsport that awaits the winner of this one in tomorrow's noontime championship game.
I think so far you're seeing the advantage of losing later in the tournament. Connecticut won their first 2 games, only have to win 1 elimination game to get to the championship game, while for New Jersey, this is already their 5th game here. 6th game, I should say, here in Bristol. They're 4-1.
Talia Solanto pops up to begin the 5th. Yeah, there's no question any loss in a tournament like this one is bad, but if you're going to lose, it's better to lose later in the action. You lose day 1, you are really punished in certain ways, and you've got a lot to overcome to get yourself through the loser's side of the bracket, which is what these two teams are trying to do. But you're right, New Jersey having to play twice today certainly seems to be a disadvantage relative to Connecticut, which had a normal morning and could rest, didn't have to extend their pitching staff, get normal breakfast, normal lunch, and come out here ready to go. And they certainly were ready to go right from the start.
Yeah, and we've actually, so far in this tournament, we've seen 3 teams have to play 2 games in one day. And in every case so far, the team that's played the second game has been on the losing end of game number 2. It was New York who lost to Connecticut yesterday in the first game. Then they lost to this New Jersey team. Connecticut winning that game against New York and then losing to Pennsylvania. New Jersey still some time to flip the script here, but down by 5 very late in the game.
Yeah, they've only got 6 more outs to play with. These are 6-inning games. And we are playing the top of the 5th inning. In her second inning of pitching, Sorella Gallucci comes up with her first strikeout. I'd like to say how much of a pleasure it was to have Sorella join us up here a couple of days ago and give us her thoughts and commentary after she has had just a terrific run for this New Jersey team. She was obviously a little bit nervous at the start, but I thought she did a magnificent job of sharing with our audience what it's like for a 13-year-old girl and her teammates to come here to Bristol and to perform on this big stage.
Yeah, a lot of these players really enjoy this experience. She's really been something special in the circle as well. Really been one of the stars of the week.
That ball hit right under the glove of Ziliani for a base hit. Can't hit it much harder than Grace Hess did. It's a 2-out single. She smoked it, and really no chance at the hot corner for Ziliani to get that glove down. And now Robinson will come on again as a special pinch runner, taking the spot of Grace Hess at first base. Tegan Mulvihill, first pitch swinging, fouls it away.
First base is number 11, Angelina Robinson. And at the plate for Connecticut is the right fielder, re-entering as well, number 9.
Now, Angelina Robinson, the pinch runner at first base, is said to be a freakish athlete. Here she goes running to second. No chance to get her there. Thinking about third, but she will stay put. But that is the end of the inning. No runs a hit, 1 runner left on base. 6-1 Connecticut. Back in Bristol, Connecticut for this next to last game of the Eastern Regional. The winner of it will go on to Portland, Oregon, where you see the list of previous champions. Wheelersburg, Ohio is the defending champion. And on that list dating back to 2012, just the one Eastern Regional team that has won it all, and that was this Robbinsville, New Jersey program 5 years ago. All the fun will begin on August the 7th out in Portland. And you can see every game on the ESPN networks. Thank you so much for joining us today on ESPN Plus. And what a bonus it's been for Little League softball and baseball fans that ESPN Plus came into being in the spring of 2018, so we've been able to bring every single game to you. Here's Haley Krebs leading off the bottom of the 5th inning. And that falls in foul ground for strike 1. It'll be Krebs, Gallucci, and Alvarado. And I'm telling you, Sam, here in the bottom of the 5th inning, with the heart of their lineup due up, if New Jersey's going to make a move, they really need these 3 to set the table.
Yeah, they certainly do. Just 6 outs to work with. They had a really good opportunity in the 4th last inning. They had the bases loaded. Couple of chances to do some damage, but 2 pop-outs ended that threat.
Good eye by Krebs. You know, I'm still not sure about her claim that she can drink any size chocolate milkshake in a minute. I could see a small, maybe a medium, but she's not that big. How would she be able to drink a jumbo-sized chocolate milkshake in a minute.
What about the brain freeze too? Forget about just being able to maybe drink drink something tall, but I mean, I'm getting brain freeze a third of the way through a small.
Actually, I correct myself. She says she loves the milkshakes at Wawa. She's not the one who claims to be able to drink it in a minute. Shot toward the gap in right center field. Over to cut it off nicely to keep her to a single, but a big leadoff hit for Haley Krebs.
Did a good job with 2 strikes, went the other way with it, and this is the second straight inning now that New Jersey has put the leadoff runner on. Third time in the game. They haven't scored in any of those innings. Like you said, Doug, middle of the order coming up here for New Jersey. They got to set the table and get something going.
Sorella Gallucci looking for her first hit of the game. She's 0 for 1 with a walk.
Connecticut had a 6-1 lead in their game yesterday. They were forced to go to extra innings. Hear the voice of Lily Ondi over there coaching first base.
Three balls and no strikes. And once again, Haley Krebs daring the catcher Maya Dowd to throw the ball.
This Connecticut team, they do have options. They are 3 pitchers deep should they need to go to the bullpen.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Bucci, a fan of the New York Yankees, wants to be a surgeon someday.
Hammered foul.
Sometimes it's very easygoing, and sometimes she's so relaxed the coaches don't know what she's thinking. Could be part of the reason she's so effective in the circle.
Backing out of play. Gallucci stays alive. Again, the payoff pitch. Lifted in the air down the left field line. Grace Hess grabs it for out number 1.
Good battle that Tarzali won. Hess with those sunglasses down. It's bright out there. Traveled a pretty good distance to make the catch. It's a big first out here.
No doubt about it. Now Tarzali has to deal with the cleanup hitter, Julissa Alvarado. She's 0 for 2 with the pop-up and reached on a fielder's choice. Drilled to center. Out number 2.
Haley Straffolino came in a couple steps and then went back. Ball was hit awfully hard, but right at the Connecticut center fielder. Once again, after the leadoff runner gets on for New Jersey, not coming together as they have in many of the other games here this week for this New Jersey team.
Ball in the dirt. Haley Krebs able to get down to second base. New Jersey needs runs. Now they have got somebody in scoring position after the passed ball. And Judy Tarzali continues to pound the strike zone, battling the dangerous middle of this New Jersey lineup.
Tarzali not the power pitcher on this Connecticut team. She has the best command of the group. The last couple of years she's been the primary workhorse for this district team. This Milford Little League team. Here she's been sharing the duties a bit more.
Out in front of the changeup, and that's a fair ball that is going to go all the way down the line. Scoring easily is Krebs. Kenny Ziliani with a big RBI double. It's 6-2.
Stayed back just long enough and ripped it down the line. So New Jersey getting one back here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Brings up a dangerous hitter, Jordan Pepper. A couple of hits in this game and a couple of hits earlier this afternoon.
Check your swing, fouled it off against the screen over above the third base dugout. Pepper a perfect 2 for 2 in this game with a pair of singles. He was 2 for 4 in this afternoon's game with 2 RBIs. And she's down in the count, 0-2.
Pepper scored the first run of the game for New Jersey, singling with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. She's right on that plate.
Bouncing ball right side. Garfield has it. That's the 3rd out. We head to the 6th inning. Connecticut holding on to a 4-run lead. Pennsylvania awaits the winner of this game in the title game, and whoever gets there is going to have to deal with the power-hitting Elizabeth Schuler.
Yeah, she has been something else this week. In the game yesterday, 3 triples alone. This one nearly got out. These fences 225 here in Bristol. She's also been something else in the circle for Pennsylvania, as she has gone 17 innings with an ERA less than 1, 17 strikeouts, and just 1 walk.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
Her big sister, Lexi, is probably pretty impressed. Lexi is actually Elizabeth's favorite athlete. Lexi's now 17 years old, a rising senior pitching ace in her own right at Jersey Shore High School. Kid sister Elizabeth, not bad either. She will likely be in the circle for the noon championship game tomorrow. Straffolino swings and misses. It's the 7, 8, 9 hitters due up against Sorella Gallucci.
What makes Schuler so fun, she's always loose, warming up in between innings. She'll dance in the circle a little bit, always keeping it loose, smile on her face. I guess when you're having those kind of games, it's easy to keep it loose and smile a little bit.
Well, it is quite a poke just to get anywhere near the fence here at the Giamatti Center. And for her to do it repeatedly shows you how much strength she has. It's pretty good stuff.
I thought her last at bat, when her 3rd triple, was one of her more impressive ones last night. She had her hand up, signaling she wasn't ready, of course, to the umpire, but the umpire didn't give time, so she whipped her bat back, and lined one down the left field line for a triple. That's some quick hands.
The 1-2. Straffolino takes it in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This is Straffolino's 2nd plate appearance of the game. She grounded out to end the 1st. Swing and a miss. Vice completes the strikeout with the throw down to first base. There's 1 away.
Something to note, if New Jersey were to come back in this game, Gallucci would now be ineligible to pitch tomorrow. She went 4 innings in game 1 and now pitching into her 3rd inning here in game number 2. Pitch more than 6 innings, you can't come back and pitch the next day, although you can pitch 12 in one day.
Falco pops up, and quickly there are 2 away.
She's really settled things down for this New Jersey team.
Now she has pitched 2 2/3 innings so far in this game and given up just 1 base hit. That's the only base runner she's allowed. She's faced 9, retired 8, and now Tarzali faces her for the 2nd time in this game. Slow roller to third. Ziliani makes the play, and we head to the bottom of the sixth. It's the last chance for New Jersey, down by 4. The Rally Caps are out as last ups are coming for New Jersey. The Robbinsville, New Jersey Renegades, champions from the Garden State, find themselves trailing by 4 as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Connecticut in command, as it has been right from the start. Connecticut put a 3 spot on the board in the first and have been in front the entire way. So Judy Tarzali in the circle trying to finish off what she started, and she'll be facing the bottom third of the lineup, led by catcher Abby Weiss.
New Jersey in an elimination game on Monday against Maryland. They trailed in that game late before exploding for 4 runs in the 5th, 5 runs in the 6th. So they've been down late in games before.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Weiss pops it up. 1 away.
Casual by Maddie Bull there.
And Liliondi is the next up for New Jersey. You see your favorite team is Auburn football. She has been to the Auburn University campus, loves the softball team as well. Or wouldn't that be something if she could play her way into being an SEC softball player and head down south.
War Eagle.
A ball and a strike from Judy Tarzali. Andy drove in a run back in the 2nd inning, then was cut down trying to steal second base. This just her 2nd plate appearance of the game. Lily is the youngest of Kathy and Chris Andy's 3 children. And she goes down swinging. 2 away. And so it comes down to Madison Manning.
If my scorecard's correct, I believe that's just the first strikeout for Tarzal.
New Jersey is the first baseman.
I agree.
23, Madison Manning.
Madison is a 5'4" 13-year-old at Pond Road Middle School. Trying to keep the game and the season alive. She looks at a strike.
She does. She would swing it around back to the top of the order. Top of the order, that's been stellar here in Bristol.
Grounded to short. Salanto makes the play. Connecticut, with a 6-2 victory, eliminates New Jersey and lives to play another day. Connecticut advances to face Pennsylvania for the Eastern Regional title tomorrow at noon.
It'll be a rematch of yesterday's game in which Pennsylvania won behind Elizabeth Schuler. 3 runs in the 1st inning, setting the stage for Connecticut here in this one.
Should be fun. Hope you can join us noon tomorrow on ESPN+. So long from Bristol, Connecticut.